would become hugely important for LEGO. But more on that later. Outside the company, something unexpected was growing, all on its own. It turned out that kids weren't the only ones who thought LEGO was fun.
You like the screen?
Even in college, I was like, my friends were like going out
it looks good.
to the bars, and I was like, well, but I could buy some more Lego with that money.
Dave is what some people refer to as an AFOL.
Adult fan of Lego, which I don't know.
Or do you prefer the one at the bottom?
It's a term that we use somewhat
Let's see it
endearingly, but you know, it's also a little cheeky.
His skill and passion for Lego earned him a spot on the TV series Lego
But like
Masters,
when we were talking and giving feedback,
which
we could go up
millions
to the
of viewers
side
watch
ones.
weekly for its competitions between adults.
I'm like a super fan. I watch like the international versions too. I love it.
But the hobby looked
from
a
the
lot
big one.
different when Dave first started building.
You know what I'm saying?
Before the 2000s, even Lego's most complex sets had young age
I think you
recommendations.
could set it up like that,
like
where
9
you
and
get
up
the
or 11 to 16. But that didn't
And
deter
switch 'em
creative
around as
people
you
like
go.
Dave from getting into the hobby.
This is like 40 years of collecting Lego. It's almost embarrassing to think about how much the dollar value is of this Lego. If I buy a set, I'm taking that apart. I'm building it once to like learn the techniques, but then
I
I'm
kinda
taking
like
that
this
set
one.
apart and integrating that into this collection so that I
Yeah,
can
this one
use
is more
pieces
unique.
for my own ideas.
By the 1990s, there was a growing group of passionate fans like Dave,
Another one up at the
who had
top.
either played with Lego as a kid or discovered it in adulthood as a creative outlet. And they were spending a lot on Lego. For enthusiasts, having a room or an entire basement dedicated to Lego
'Cause
is a
this one
common
could take a
practice.
third person down there too.
Exactly.
Everybody has a different
So
system
like
that
say
works for them.
if we're gonna react to
In
something
here
like this, we'll
somewhere,
show the
you just have
video.
to find it. The
And
system's
then
always
after
changing.
that, we'll
One of my
switch out
favorite
to another
containers right
screen.
here. I sold those 3 goats recently.
Yep.
Got croissants and
Boy.
bottles and
Boy, your
chicken
background
legs.
official, boy.
So this is a whole container that just has
Yeah, that was-
minifigure hair. Maybe this is a little morbid, but you could have a whole container of just minifigure heads. It's definitely more than 100,000 bricks in this room. It's probably somewhere between 100,000 and 500,000 just individual Lego elements in this room. Like, some of them are really small. I mean, there's probably 10,000 pieces right here.
Dave estimates his collection is worth about $50,000.
There's lots of ways to have a collection to build up. You know, it might be a collection of vacations that you've taken over time, and this is a collection of memories and builds
blends in
and
pretty good with
pieces
the
from
screen,
many,
too.
many years of doing this.
It's not too much.
I love it because it's a way to tell stories. I can talk about or think about like things that have been happening in my life or things that are happening in the world or tell imaginary stories. I was like, you know, younger, building by myself in my apartment. It's a very solitary thing, building Lego. You're usually by yourself or maybe with a sibling or a family member. It really can be for anybody because there's so many different ways to be with Lego.
In the
send you the first link.
1990s, the passion of builders like Dave
okay.
was quietly growing, waiting for a spark that would forever change the hobby.
You've got mail.
You got mail.
You
I'm
remember
at the
that,
center
man?
of the web.
Yeah.
Yo, I was over your house when that shit came out.
Somebody could hardly turn the computer on. It's all a bit worrying.
Classic.
When the internet started to catch on, people like me who had been building discovered that there were other people like me. And it was great to be able to connect, to see that other people were building. It wasn't just like building in solitude. And that's really, I think, when Lego started to become something else and not just a kid's toy.
What did you just send?
But
What was
Lego
that,
didn't always accept or understand
an
its
email
adult
link?
fans. One former executive said that decades ago, Lego saw fans like Dave as a source of irritation. Another said Lego didn't think their adult fans had value. One of Lego's former CEOs said, we kept thinking that much more should be done for the adult. Most people on the management team thought we should concentrate on children instead.
For a long time, up until the 1990s, being a fan of something was not seen in a positive light.